Hi, this is Jack at Jack's Transmissions, and today we're going to talk about the EVO 4 through 9 1-2 7075 billet shift fork. This fork is amazing. It's just a beautiful piece, and it's at least 4 times stronger than the OEM cast fork. Let's take a closer look. This is made out of 7075 T6 aluminum, which is the high strength end of the aluminum spectrum. It delivers forged-like resilience in a machinable billet form, outperforming cast aluminums in every meaningful category, from strength, fatigue life, dimensional accuracy, and long-term reliability under thermal cycling. So it's just absolutely perfect for our automotive application that requires these forks and that needs a little bit of help as the platform is aging. So obviously it fits everything absolutely perfectly. It's just, it's set up super nice. Then it has our design here where the OEM, so you can see from the smearing here, only makes contact in 3 points, and it's starting to smear pretty bad through here. Ours, we made it a little bigger here, so it's like OEM, but the sleeve makes contact all the way around the face of the fork. So this gives you a lot more strength, stability, and life out of the fork because you're distributing the load across the entire face, not just at 3 small points. And even this point here we made bigger than OEM. So there you go. Very nice piece. We sell these too, by the way. And yeah, it's made here in-house at Jack's Transmissions. Okay, so there's a lot of work that goes into this stuff to not only assure quality, but to make sure that our design is going to work and that the part is made as efficiently as possible. So we want the part to be incredibly high quality and incredibly strong, but we want the machining costs to be down so we can sell them at a reasonable price where you can replace these, be confident it's a great part, and not have to pay a lot of money for it. So what we're doing here is we have a simulator. So we calculated, for somebody making a ton of power, they're at the track, launch the car in first, you go over to second, you're putting everything you got into that 1-2 shift as hard as you can, but you missed it. You let go of the clutch too early, or the synchro is grinding or something, where you're putting everything you can into that shift and it's just not going in, it's blocked. That's about 2,000 Newton meters of pressure between the sleeve and the fork here when that happens. So in the simulator, we have it at 2,000 Newton meters of force, and we're checking things like stress risers, what kind of stress are we looking at in the fork? We can see a little red dot here. That's a stress riser. Maybe the next batch that we machine, we'll do like a little fillet there. But again, this is worst case scenario. So a red spot really doesn't matter too much. The rest of it though looks pretty happy. We're only at the mid-range of what the stresses look like on this fork. It's actually not too bad. And then when we go over here, I try to look at deflection, because we're going to have deflection here on that worst case scenario shift. Let's see what the deflection looks like. So we come up to deflection, we could see just a little bit. So right from the center out, we have a little bit of deflection, which makes sense on any fork. They all do that. We'll exaggerate it here. That's what it looks like. So, but yeah, that's about it. So, with stuff like this, we want to make it efficiently, but we also want it to be as high quality as we can make the part and to be as strong as possible. So like the top here, from what we calculated with all this, we don't need anything special going on up here. We can leave this smooth so the machine only has to make one pass through here. It doesn't need to spend a lot of time, so it saves on machining costs. It saves on the cost of making the fork. And we look at the back side here, again, like we saw with the deflection, where it moves back and forth this way. We added a little bit of reinforcement here, to give it a little bit more strength in that area, so we reduce the deflection. But again, it's a simple pass with the tool to go across there to give it a little bit more strength, and it really didn't need it to begin with, but just making it the best we can. So there you go. That's what goes into this stuff. We did some simulations on heat as well. And no matter what we would plug into the simulator in a transmission, especially your EVO 4 through 8, 4 through 9, 5-speed trans, it's just not never going to generate enough heat to bother this 7075 aluminum. It does not care. It doesn't affect it in any way. It's pretty crazy. So that's about it. So that's what it takes to do these. And obviously we test them in a few units. We give some customers some deals. They give us some feedback and stuff on them. And these have been amazing. And we offer them to you guys, to the public, for the do-it-yourselfer. We offer for our builds here, repairs. We just like to share our products, sell them to anyone. There you go. Let's watch a machine make one real quick and see what it looks like. EVO8 9, 1-2 fork.